Hey, Battle Bill, here with another video, and today we're going to get into some Master League Go Bad League battles at rank 10. Your boy hit rank 10 in the last video, and I just want to shout out and show my appreciation for all the love and support you guys gave me in the comment section there, also on Twitter, and I really appreciate the fact that you guys have bared with me the past few days as I put out videos in the same team over and over until I got to rank 10. So, in order to repay you guys for being so patient, I've got a few sets actually lined up for like the next few videos that involve some spice, some Master League meta, just some different stuff, because the past week I've literally only been focused on the Premier Cup and the Premier Cup meta. And the reason why I was able to do this was because I hit rank 10 a few days ago, and a few of the sets I uploaded to YouTube literally all happened in the same day, so that essentially allowed, because as I use each of those sets for YouTube videos, it allowed me more time to work on some spice and collect spice sets for you guys to enjoy now and going forward. So like, I already know what the next couple of videos are going to be. Not going to spoil it. Today's video though is going to be focused on Master League and focus on Groudon, one of the new meta destroyers, because you know, last season we were dealing with the Dialgas, Melmetals, Giratina Origins, and Groudon can beat every single one of those. And I think it's a new Master League Meta King. So I got a nice little set. It's a meta set, but you guys let me know what you think of it. Let's see what we learn from it, because I've barely been doing Master League battles, so I'm sure to have a bunch of mistakes in here. But I do believe that Groudon is just the new meta mon in Master League, and I'm excited I have one. Oh, also guys, as we get into these battles, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Your support is seriously appreciated. It helps the channel grow, and it helps me put out the best possible content I can for you guys. So, getting into this first battle, we got a Groudon on Groudon lead, and the team comp that I decided to put together with Groudon was I put Dialga and Togekiss in the back. And the logic behind this team is I essentially create a double weakness to Melmetal, where my counter for Melmetal is in the front, but as I started to play with this team a little bit more, not in this specific match, but as I played with this team a little bit more, I started to swap either one of them in to lure out potential Melmetals, so then my Groudon can come in and essentially farm it up, and then I have the other Pokemon, whether I swapped in Togekiss, I'll have Dialga, or if I swapped in Dialga, then I have Togekiss, to essentially kind of go to town on whatever their remaining Pokemon are, because aside from Melmetal, the two of them really don't get walled too badly by other Pokemon. They have their weaknesses, but that's both of their main weaknesses. So, in this Groudon matchup, I essentially really misplayed it. I go for multiple baits, which leaves me down a shield, and their Groudon's still able to take out mine. So I'm wondering how I'm going to recover from this situation. And I decide I'm going to bring in my Dialga here, get a little bit of energy, and see what their other counter for Dialga is. And it's a Dialga of their own. And what you'll notice is if you check the top of the screen in the middle, my Dialga CP compared to their Dialga CP is I'm at a way bigger disadvantage, even though it's a mirror match, because theirs is the best buddy Dialga, whereas mine is not, because I just got mine right before Master League started, and that difference of a best buddy level is huge in the Dialga matchup. So I swapped my Dialga out, I brought in a Togekiss, they counter with a Kyogre. I had to use a shield in the Iron Head, or my Togekiss would have been super low in health. They're going for a charge move here, and essentially this is GG. I'm not going to be able to outpace in the charge moves. Their waterfalls are doing almost as much damage as my charms are. This ancient power is only going to tickle, and honestly, Togekiss was so low, even if I had a move to take out the Kyogre, the Dialga would be able to just Dragon Breath me down and then take out my Dialga, because I don't have a shield. So I bring in my Dialga here, Dragon Breath their Kyogre, and at this point it's GG. They could. I'm not getting the two Iron Heads here, and I'm definitely not going to be able to Dragon Breath their Dialga down. So, I misplayed the bait game in the beginning of the match. I don't really see too obvious of a weakness aside from the Melmetal. I didn't even face one there, but it was more of a misplay on my part that caused that loss. So, lesson learned from that first match, gotta play the Groudon bait game better. So, getting into the second match, we're going up against Zamindar. Got a Groudon on a Melmetal lead. So this is exactly what I want to see. So my back line doesn't have to worry about Melmetal. But they go for the immediate swap into Dialga, and I'm debating to myself, I got like 3 counters for Dialga. I got my Groudon, I got my own Dialga, even though mine's probably at a disadvantage because no best buddy, and I also have a Togekiss. So I build up to an Earthquake, I go for the bait, hoping to at least get a shield. don't get the shield, and now this actually becomes a little bit more of a disadvantage than I prefer, because their Dialga is going to get to this Iron Head, and I make my Togekiss eat it because they didn't use a shield. So I regret that. I'm hoping I can commit to a Charm Down before they get to the next Iron Head. I definitely don't want to give up switch advantage, and I just fell short of being able to charm them down. So me staying in my Groudon, big mistake there. I charm it down, but now I'm at a shield disadvantage. I definitely needed to make sure I kept switch advantage so I could line up my Groudon with their Melmetal. But now the next issue is they have a Togekiss of their own, and both Groudon and Dialga don't exactly do too well against a Togekiss with shields. So that does become another weakness of this team, other than just Melmetal, is essentially Togekiss in general, because the only real counter I have is a Togekiss of my own, or I have to get rid of all their shields and land an Iron Head from my Dialga, which I'm not able to do there, unfortunately. So they're going for a charge move here. I'm not going to shield it. Essentially, I'm just going to let Dialga go down and hope that I could spam enough fire punches, because my Groudon does have a little bit of energy left over that I can essentially take down their Togekiss. I was also hoping I can get to this Iron Head, and I just fell short of it, which is never fun, but it's okay. I get to this fire punch immediately. It'll take out the Togekiss, or it'll get the last shield. It gets their last shield, so they're going to continue to charm me up a little bit. They decide to switch, which was an interesting play on their part. I can get all the way to an Earthquake if I wanted to, just to one-shot the Melmetal, so I decided to shield this, assuming it's a superpower. Ends up being one. I think I'm going to I didn't overfarm because I didn't want to take a superpower. I knew I needed to get to a Fire Punch and take out their Togekiss, so I needed to go straight for the Earthquake because I wasn't sure exactly where that Melmetal's energy was. Togekiss comes back in. I do get to the Fire Punch here, and I am able to overcome my own Togekiss weakness and win the second match of this set. Right off the bat, what I do like about this team is that literally the entire team counters a majority of the Master League Dragons, aside from the Groudon on Dragonite matchup. But if I face a Giratina Origin, all three of my Pokemon counter that. If I face opposing Dialgas, if my own Dialga was best buddied, then all three of my Pokemon would counter that. And then the three of them definitely counter Reshiram and Zekrom. So hopefully we'll run into more of those dragons. Palkia is a little bit more of an issue, but Dialga and Togekiss can still deal with Palkia also. So getting into this next match, we have a Groudon on Groudon lead, and I've learned my lesson from the first match. I'm going for the Earthquake right off the bat. So let's hope I'm able to land it. I am able to land it. And look how the tables have turned. So they're going for their charge move. I'm expecting an Earthquake on their ends. I don't get an Earthquake on their end. I get baited, which is never great. But at least I landed the Earthquake on them. Because if I really want, well, not if I really want, I'm going to have to tank this charge move. And they'll just be at equal health, essentially. Yep, there it goes. But I can go for the Fire Punch, and this will either take out their Groudon, or I'll get their shield, and we'll essentially be in an even situation. The unfortunate part here, though, is their Groudon is Hundo, I'm pretty sure, which means that they win CMP, or it had higher CP. I don't remember if it was best buddied or not. Either way, they won CMP, and luckily I was able to sneak in my Dialga to farm it down. They bring in a Melmetal here, and I just go immediately for the Draco Meteor. It does not go shielded, which is nice because I'm getting it super low. I'm going to let them throw two superpowers and take out my Dialga, and now that I just essentially nerfed myself. And what my plan is to do after that is just bring in my own Groudon and mud shot their super nerfed Melmetal down. So that ends up being the plan. I'm happy I kept my Groudon alive, even though it was that little smidge of health, because they definitely cannot Thunder Shock me down. But they made a solid play, and they swapped in to their Zekrom. But I got another Dragon counter in the back. I got a Togekiss, and these charms chunk away at Zekrom. Absolutely chunk. They go for a charge move. I know a Wild Charge could essentially one-shot Togekiss. As much as I don't know my Master League matchups, that's what I do know. They baited me a crunch, but the next charm takes them down anyway. They bring in their Melmetal, and it's just so low that even if they land this Rock Slide, it will not take out my Togekiss's remaining health. I could then go for my last charm, take out their Melmetal, and start this set 2-1. Which is not too shabby considering I've barely been playing Master League. This is literally my first set back with this team. So far so good. I'm enjoying using this team, especially as I still continue to get readjusted to Master League matchups. In this next match, I got a Groudon on Giratina Origin lead. That is how I pronounce my G words. And I know Fire Punch will be resisted because of Giratina Origin's dragon typing. So I have to land the Earthquake, and I have to shield the Shadow Ball like I just did. I'm going for the Earthquake here because I was able to shield their big move, so even if they shield this, I can still get to another one. They don't shield it, and I'm cool with that, so I decided to bring in my Dialga to try and sneak Dragon Breath them down. They counter me really quick with their Conkeldurr, but the issue with Conkeldurr and also Machamp is, as much as they can counter Dialga, they're just so glassy. This Conkeldurr doesn't want to see that Iron Head, and you still have to use a shield to essentially win out this matchup. But now my opponent plays this out really smart. They just completely countered me down, and as much as I'm going to bring in Togekiss here to finish off the Conkeldurr, I have to worry about its Stone Edge, because that would essentially put my Togekiss in the red. I'm confident, I think. I'm pretty sure. So I shield this up, not taking any chances. I know they definitely don't have two Stone Edges, so I'm able to Charm down. I know they have a Giratina Origin, which my Togekiss can deal with, so they also have a Togekiss of their own, and I'm fine with this because I'm ahead on energy. Actually, am I fine with this? I definitely go for my Ancient Power here. Kind of boost hunting. I know a lot of people love to run Aerial Ace, but at least this is super effective against other Togekisses. And I get the shield, I swap into my Groudon, and I go for the Fire Punch because their Giratina Origin's health is super low. So what I'm hoping to do here is hopefully I don't get hit by a charge move, and I want to Mud Shot down their Giratina Origins. I knew the Fire Punch wouldn't take them out, and I'm in a great situation now because they couldn't land a charge move. Groudon has plenty of health. I'm going to get to this Fire Punch. It will not take out Togekiss, but the next one definitely will. So I just need to hope that whatever their charge move is that they use won't take me out. I don't have to worry about it because they didn't even get to it. I'm going to go for this Fire Punch here, take out their Togekiss, and get my third win in the fourth match of this set. So, as it's often true when I do videos like this and I try out new teams and different teams, it's only one set, it's a small sample size, so it's hard to digest exactly how to play it just from the 5 matches I played, especially because of the fact that I was still figuring out how to play it in this first set, but I have had sets since this one that were relatively positive, so it's a team I would recommend if you had the resources. If you do want to see more videos on this team to get more of the specific matchups, just let me know in the comment section, and in future videos I will revisit this team occasionally to show more of those matchups. So, getting into this last match, my Groudon got out because I threw the Earthquake and got their shields, and I know that Groudon has a positive matchup against Giratina Origin, but not so much against Giratina Altered, so I had to be careful there, and I know the Giratina Altered has a bunch of energy, but I'm okay with it throwing it at my Dialga, because I'm still at a shield advantage. Unfortunately, they match me with a best buddy Dialga of their own. So I need to go for the Iron Head, and they're essentially going to be able to Dragon Breath my Dialga all the way down, and I did a decent amount of damage to their Dialga. I mean, at least I have shield advantage, so I think my plan was to bring Togekiss back, and actually I don't remember, because Togekiss counters Giratina Origin pretty well. Okay, I did go with Togekiss here, and I don't shield because essentially I want to rely on Groudon with 2 shields in endgame. That was my logic there. So, what I'm also hoping is I can Togekiss. I can Charm down, which I was able to, but they got me super low, so I think I want to take my Togekiss out of here so that I can just start building up energy on my Groudon. Yep, I swap out, and then their last Pokemon is probably the last Pokemon I wanted to see, which is a Togekiss of their own, because of the fact that my shields become useless at this point, and as much as they pulled a great swap there, their Togekiss could have essentially just committed to a complete charm down of my Groudon and of my Togekiss. So again, as much as I recommend this team, it comes with weaknesses. Togekiss, Melmetal, definitely the big weaknesses. We already went over the strengths. I'm not going to repeat them unless you want me to. Well, you guys really can't talk to me. I'm talking to a camera. But hey, ask me in the comment section. I'll answer you there. But either way, they're going for this charge move here. In this match, honestly, once I saw Togekiss, once I saw Togekiss, I knew this was GG. But once they also pulled that swap, it was extra GG. So I'm just playing out the rest of this matchup as a formality, just to see how close I could potentially keep it. I do land the Earthquake, which is great there, and then they bring in their Togekiss, but I bring in my Togekiss to match it. But my Togekiss is practically dead. Their Togekiss has full health. They're going to commit to a Charm down, and I'm going to unfortunately lose this match. But 3 and 2 vibes, we take those always. Anything positive that helps the elo go up a little bit is something I will never complain about. So, actually, I don't remember how quickly after I hit rank 10 I did this set. I don't think this was the next set. But let's see where my rating goes after I claim this. Oh, it might have been, no, I might have done like 1 or 2 in between, because I hit like 30-30, and I did one more to get like 30-40, and then this one got me a 30-50, which is still pretty dope. You know, crazy enough, and knock on wood, but typically after somebody hits rank 10, they get like a little curse where, you know, they dip or their rank tanks like immediately after, and mine's gone as low as like 29-20. Wouldn't really consider that tanking too much, especially because currently I'm around 30-50, 30-60. I know it's a little confusing because you see like the set I'm putting on YouTube, but like these sets are like from days ago. Like even when you see like tomorrow's video or the day after, those sets will still be from like days ago from this video. So like wait, the rating you see there isn't necessarily my current rating. I hope that makes sense. Either way, right now I'm sitting at a pretty good rating around like 30-50, 30-60, and the plan is to obviously test Spice because I want to give you guys that fire content, but I also want to be able to use the Spice successfully. So I want to see how high I could potentially go. Unfortunately, there's no leaderboards, but that's another story. So please continue to root me on in my journey to get my elo as high as possible. I have seen certain people around 3,200, so I got a ways to go. Other than that, briefly about this team, I definitely would recommend it. If I were to give it a score, I haven't given a new team a score in a while, but I also haven't really been using too many new teams. We went over the weaknesses, we went over the strengths. To summarize, weak to Melmetal Togekiss, strong against literally all the main meta dragons. Trying to think what else is there. Pretty strong against Kyogre. A bit of an issue against opposing Groudons. Let's say that. So I would say score-wise, I might give this one like a 6 out of 10. Anything above a 5 is something I would recommend. Anything below a 5 is something like I wouldn't recommend. Like, you know, like on the scale of 1 being definitely don't recommend, 10 being highly recommend. For Master League, as I'm still getting comfortable with the meta and relearning it, I would recommend this team, but heed the warnings I give. Sound good? Okay. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I will see you guys in the next video.